Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's Vanessa here in the flesh, and I'm here to give you guys a brand new video featuring the Juvia's Place, the Warrior palette. Super beautiful palette. It's filled with a bunch of shimmers and a few matte shades. This palette is like the goddess version of the Nubian palette, which I always do recommend for beginners. And stay tuned to the end of this video to see who won the lash giveaway. I love how glowy my skin looks because of this palette, and I just had to share with you guys. So if you're interested in how I use the Juvia's Place, the Warrior palette on my face and how you can use it on your face, go ahead and just keep watching. I'm going to be using the Loreal Infallible Concealer to prime my eyelids. I'm bringing it on the inside because I want to cover this entire space. See how that just really lays it down. I like to use brushes to kind of blend out the concealer on the lids because it doesn't take away any of the product and it leaves a nice flawless canvas for you to start on. I'm going to bring you guys a little bit closer so that you can like really see the eye look. Bring the brightness down just a tad bit. Alright, that's a little bit better. More natural to the tone. I'm going to go into this nude shade. It's called a Hosi. With that same brush I used to blend out my concealer. And I'm going to place this all over the lid. What this does is it sets that concealer in place and gives you a nice flawless canvas to start. Okay, super easy so far, so good. I'm gonna go in with this shade here called Camo. I'm putting this right under the brow bone and into my crease, building up that color. And you want to really take your time on this part. Notice I'm concentrating it on the front of the eye, and then I'm just kind of feathering it out, leaving that brow bone blank. This shade is beautiful. I also might use this shade as a bronzer later. All right, I do want to go into a darker shade from the palette. I'm going to go into this shade called Mino. It's a really rich and chocolate color. I'm going to concentrate this on my crease area as well as my outer corner. I'm just kind of building up my shape the way I want it. It doesn't have to be perfect. So what I like to do is just do small circular patterns up and above my crease just to intensify that color. You never want to go straight in. You always want to build. And then what I'm going to do is go back into that shade Camo and blend out those edges. That's the most important thing. When you blend the edges out, it makes the look a lot more dramatic, a lot more blended, and a lot more soft. And the look usually does come together once you're done with your entire face. Especially right here is where you want to make sure you get some color. So I'm going to go back in with that Infallible Concealer. This part of my eye, I'll start from here and kind of create my own shape. Alright, and then what I'll do is I'll take a regular brush and just blend out that concealer on the side just to make sure it blends nicely into that color. And that's an instant blend effect. See that? See how it instantly blended? So now all I have to do is add my lid color. And I'm pulling from the outside on both eyes. The first one I want to go in with is the shadow called Benin. I'm gonna go in with the shade Idea right here. I'm gonna mix it like right over top of the last shade I applied just to make sure they mix together well. I'm gonna go back in with Camo right back on the outside just to keep that blending going. Notice that this is a process. You really have to play with the shades. I'm gonna go in with Marimi, which is the shade in the middle. Okay. That is nice. Now I'm going to add a little bit of liner. This is the NK Makeup Eye Pencil in brown. I got this from the beauty supply. Rich brown. I do like to burn it a little bit just to make it a little bit soft. There, I'm going to just set that liner with an actual color from the palette just to give it a little bit more of a dark feel. I'm going to go back in with Camo and place this right at the base of the lid. See that difference, right? From this eye to this eye. Now I'm going to apply the Lash Paradise, and this is by Loreal as well. It's the Voluminous Lash Mascara. The lashes I'm using are by Kiss. These are the Lash Couture lashes in Gala. And I'll look down in the mirror and start by placing it in the center of the lid and then tap on the sides. Alright, the lashes are on. They aren't as dramatic as I was expecting, but the look is very beautiful and still very natural, because sometimes my makeup looks can be a little on the dramatic side, but this is like really nice. For my foundation today, I'm going to be using Mozambique, the foundation sticks by Juvia's Place, in circular motions. Alright, so I went ahead and finished up my foundation, and for my concealer, I used the Infallible Concealer right underneath the eyes, and then I went ahead and set it with the Maybelline powder just to give it that, you know, finishing touch and just set everything down. Alright, so while that settles on the skin, I'm going to go ahead and complete my under eyes using the same colors that I used on top. Camo right underneath the eye. Brown shade Mina. Now I'm going to dust away that powder. I'm using the shade Camo again, and I'm going to use this to kind of bronze up my cheeks. And I love that this palette has multi-purposes to it. And try not to go as hard. On the forehead, of course, because I have a large forehead. Look, so I'm going to take this ColourPop blush. It's almost like a bronzer, but I do like the shade because it gives you a nice reflective glow. Now I'm going to set my face before I apply my highlighter. Let that kind of dry down a bit. Right before it dries, I'm going to be taking my Maybelline Masterchrome in Molten, and I'm going to use this to highlight. My camera died midway recording, so I went ahead and did my lips off camera. The lipstick I'm wearing is the Maybelline Vivid Hot Lacquer in the shade Tease. It's like a cream lipsticky type of gloss. It doesn't really feel extremely glossy, but it still is very creamy and rich, which is cool. I like how the look turned out. But the Warrior is probably one of my favorites, just because you guys know I'm a golden browns kind of girl, and it has colors in it that I will wear on a daily basis, and they have multiple uses. So you can use these as a highlight, you can use these as a bronzer, as I did today, and of course you can use these as eyeshadows. Speaking of, I'm going to go in here with this light shade, and I'm going to apply it right here. Reason why? I want to kind of glow right there. Remember when I brought out the concealer? I did it for that very reason. I want to place a shadow color there. I also went ahead and added some more mascara underneath the eyes just to give it a more of a dramatic feel. You can also purchase the Juvia's Place The Warrior palette online. I also have it linked down below in the description. All of the products that I use, I'll link every single thing down below so you guys can kind of check out the products that I use, because maybe they might be good enough for you. This look was really fun to record because it really brought me back to my core, brought me back to one of my traditional makeup looks, which is a golden brown eyeshadow. And here are today's lash giveaway winners. I will also message you all individually. Thank you so much for all of your support throughout the years. And that's about it. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in my next one.